Bedwars, a popular Minecraft minigame in which players have to fight each other, defend their bed, and use strategy in order to perform calculated attacks on other players' bases. Players can defend their bed using their own PvP skill and with blocks to place on top of their bed. This game mode is one of Minecraft's most popular, and with good reason. However, the most popular Bedwars server, Hypixel, is only available on Minecraft Java Edition. So what about the vast majority of players on Minecraft Bedrock? Are they left without similar alternatives to Bedwars? The answer is no. There's a lot of Bedwars alternatives on Minecraft Bedrock. Today, we'll be looking at Minecraft Bedrock's multitude of similar games to Bedwars from multiple perspectives. We have 2 mainly Java players, 2 mainly Bedrock players, and 1 hybrid player. So let's take a deep dive into some of these Bedwars equivalents. Are any of them any good? Are any of them better than Hypixels? Which one of them is the best? We'll be answering all of these questions and more in today's video. Lifeboat used to be Minecraft Pocket Edition's most popular server. It has been known to be not as good as it used to be since players are bombarded with microtransactions, lag, and countless other problems. Lifeboat does have its own version of Bedwars, however, but we think it's the worst of the bunch. Elani, a mostly Minecraft Bedrock player, will talk in more depth about this server.
Hey everyone! On Lifeboat, Bedwars has multiple problems, from not being able to combo other players to your blocks changing to buttons. The maps are also really spread out, which makes the game not as action-packed as other Bedwars games, since it takes so many blocks to get to the middle island or to someone's base.
The maps on Lifeboat weren't very creative, and most of them followed the exact same formula. On top of that, the whole experience was very basic, with not much to do other than staying at your own base. The lag was so bad that we couldn't determine whether knockback was increased or not. And to add on to all of these problems, there is no party system on Lifeboat. You can teleport to your friends, but it doesn't mean you'll be on the same team as them. Lifeboat's own YouTube channel made a video on playing with friends.
How do I join my friend when he enters a game? Do the same thing. Use name tag, choose View Friend, click on the friend you want to go to, and click Go to Friend. It looks like Corey wants to play Bedwars. Be sure that you choose the same game type. In this case, we will both choose duos. Even though we aren't on the same team, we are in the same match, which means tons of fun.
Overall, Bedwars on Lifeboat is not an enjoyable experience. It's plagued with bugs, lag spikes, and microtransactions, all of which hurt the playing experience. They need to fix a lot before we can recommend playing on this server.
Mineville is one of Minecraft Bedrock's least popular servers, but inside of it there are InPVP's minigames, one of which is Money Wars.
Money Wars, to say the least, is one of the oldest versions of Bedwars that is still standing and still recognizable. The game itself has not been updated in years, but is still being played today. The maps are pretty creative and most for somewhat aggressive PvP, but this game was very hard to get into as not many people are playing it, and I found it to be very buggy and laggy at times, hurting the playing experience.
Hyperlands is one of Minecraft Bedrock Edition's many non-featured servers, meaning that players on console cannot play on this server. My friend CyberSam, a mainly Bedrock player, and I will be taking a look at this server's Bedwars in more detail.
The first thing you have to mention is that Hyperlands Bedwars is basically just a copy of Hypixels. It uses similar maps, the exact same currency mechanics, and items. There are also no real custom graphics outside of normal Minecraft blocks.
Yeah, they weren't really creative when it comes to making their own version of the game. But when we were playing, I encountered some bugs, from getting stuck in the floor to block lag. However, your mileage may vary.
The server is also not very popular, with only 1,000 players playing it at peak hours. It makes the maps feel pretty empty, and it takes a long time to get into a game. However, even with these downsides, because it is almost a direct copy of Hypixel, it also has a multitude of fun items to use, like fireballs and traps. The PvP feels the exact same as a normal Minecraft Bedrock world.
Mineplex is one of Minecraft Bedrock's 6 featured servers. It has a ton of minigames on it, one of which is Cakewars, Mineplex's Bedwars equivalent.
Mineplex's knockback is really weird and somewhat inconsistent. And it's really annoying while playing Cakewars, as most of the time you can get hit up to 4 blocks, but every now and then you won't get any knockback.
On top of that, most players on Mineplex are console and mobile players, so it's not very challenging for PC players, since you can knock people back so far.
Sometimes it took a couple tries to get everyone on the same party, with the whole queue system rather than automatically putting people in the same party on the same team. Another thing is that for mobile players, lobbies on Mineplex are really laggy.
On the flip side, the way you have to capture points to get emeralds and nether stars is a cool idea, and it's a good incentive to keep returning to the middle to capture the middle point. Nether stars can be used for team upgrades, just like Hypixels, and emeralds can be used for more powerful items. I also like how all players can get resources from generators at the same time.
The maps were pretty basic overall, and all of them had the exact same layout. There were also a lot of interesting items, such as Polly the Sheep, which is basically TNT. There are also platforms which you can deploy to make a 3x3 platform, and use it to suffocate other people if you want.
NetherGames is one of Minecraft Bedrock Edition's many non-featured servers, meaning players on console cannot play on this server. NetherGames Bedwars is just like Hyperlands Bedwars, both of which are a complete copy of Hypixels. The only difference is that there are more players and it's less laggy. Overall, this version of Bedwars has the exact same upsides and downsides as Hyperlands, but is much better in the sense that there are more players and fewer bugs, which is why we ranked it higher.
Galaxite is definitely one of those underrated servers in Minecraft Bedrock. It also has its own version of Bedwars called Core Wars.
Core Wars is very different than normal Bedwars, as you have 2 cores, and cores take damage every time you die. Something to remember is cores take damage every time another player hits it as well. Because of this, death is heavily penalized, and the game doesn't award aggression as much. However, even with this, we still found ourselves trying to get rid of everybody's cores a bit too much.
Galaxite's combo system is similar to the Hive, with knockback being increased compared to normal Minecraft. I also love how original Core Wars is. It has totally new things like buying extra hurts and damage reduction, which is basically just armor, except you can't really tell what your enemy has protection-wise.
The maps on Core Wars are also cool to look at, but most of them follow a similar design. Still, they are really fun to play and super creative. The maps have a lot of really cool custom graphics like the cores and the generators.
Core Wars also has some really balanced mechanics, like how you start taking damage when you hide in the shop, like a lot of people do in Hive. Also, if someone gets spawn killed, they will enter Annihilation mode, which will allow them to defeat the spawn camper and continue with the rest of the game.
CubeCraft is one of Minecraft Bedrock's most popular servers, and with good reason. It has really good PvP with the updated system and a large community. Eggwars, CubeCraft's take on Bedwars, has some solid maps with a lot of players and a nice PvP system. It has quite a bit of custom items as well. The currency in Eggwars is pretty weird, however, since you need to pay for extra generators and you don't keep your stuff. ItsMeTrollama, a mostly Minecraft Java Edition player, will walk you through the server in more detail.
Eggwars is actually really fun to play on, with a lot of good quality maps in PvP. Also, most maps have the egg in a different position, which allows for new strategies. The PvP, also pretty good, with strong knockback from the newest update, and pretty easy combos. One problem is that CubeCraft only has European servers, meaning that everyone outside Europe has pretty high ping. The extra items give the game a nice cherry on the top, as there are enchanted items and different item modes. Now, everything would have been okay if it wasn't for the fact that the prices are a bit much, and you have to freaking eat food. Like, what the heck? Other than that atrocity, the game is actually pretty outstanding, as the tools are pretty balanced, and there isn't anything too OP, and if something happens to be, it has an understandable price to go along with it.
The Hive is currently the most popular server on Bedrock, which also has a version of Bedwars which is named Treasure Wars.
Treasure Wars has very creative maps. They look amazing, each giving off a different style of play while staying true to its name. We gave it the best spot in the map tier list, as its mechanics are one of the best. It is overall the most successful game out of the bunch. They have their own custom combat system, which is what mainly differentiates itself from most of the other servers. The generators are also pretty generous with their materials, while still maintaining the competition to gather the more valuable ones. Gold, the main currency, can be upgraded first with diamonds and then emeralds.
Treasure Wars also has some very interesting items and is constantly being updated. Some of the newer items include knockback boom boxes, which can launch you to other islands, and block breakers, which are basically just TNT.
The game is not without some faults. It is very annoying when people hide in the shop after losing their treasure. Also, people are constantly rushing you almost immediately after the start of the game. It is a bit annoying. Also, you don't really spawn with a sword, so you can't defend yourself from the huge amount of strong PC players storming the base. Hive is a pretty popular server. All in all, it definitely deserves the highest spot because of its sheer amount of popularity and community support, however.
After playing all of these Minecraft Bedrock Edition Bedwars counterparts, we decided that Hive, CubeCraft, NetherGames, and Galaxite all have the best versions of the game. But this is all our opinion, so we want to hear yours. Make sure to leave your opinion in the comments down below, and if you really like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps us grow our channel, and if you want to see other videos by us, there are some links at the end of the video. Alright, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.